Hi, I'm Linda English with Dirty Freehub, and I'm just going to welcome you to tonight's event. You guys as stewards are super, super, super important to us. I can't tell you, the more we evolve this organization, the more I look at stewardship and think this is the key to our success. So, Kevin?
Did you say who you were?
Yes, Linda English, but I'm the executive director and one of the co-founders.
Okay, and I am Kevin English, and I'm the director of content. Like Linda said, welcome to the Route Stewardship quarterly meeting. Took me a little while to get this whole thing kicked off. I'm going to try to do this every 3 months. In the summer, it might occur on a 4-month basis. And then there we go. Actually, that's a great picture. That's why we need route stewardship right there.
That's out by Mount Hood. I remember that picture exactly.
Okay. Bringing one other person in who just chimed in. Okay. The goals of the route stewardship program, I'm just going to kind of run through this real quick, is to have you writing and commenting on routes that have not received comments in last 12 months or even the last 3 months. What we're finding is riders feel invited and welcome to a route if they see that there's been comments on a route. If a route goes 12 or 18 months without comments, what we see in our Google Analytics is that route gets less and less downloads and gets ridden less. So when we have people riding routes and commenting on routes, we know ridership goes up. So the first goal of the program is, as stewards, just take a Dirty Freehub route, go ride it, and leave a comment. And Linda, how simple can a comment be?
I mean, I'm really happy if people just even write riding as advertised. If that's all you got in you, that's great. Of course, given I run social media, I also want photos and more comments and more details and everything from where you ate to all sorts of information. But if that's what you have in you, that's absolutely applause to you.
Okay. The second goal of the program is to take community submitted routes and ride those. And community submitted routes, my goal or my hope is that everything that's submitted by the community is actually a route that will actually ride, meaning you won't run into private property issues. You won't run into closed roads or non-existent roads. So it's got a little bit more, what am I trying to say? It's a little bit more out there. It's a little bit more, there can be a little bit more risk to it. Okay. But with the community submitted route, and that can come from bike shops, it can come from other people, is to ride it and then evaluate it against our 5-star criteria that we have posted, which is on the website. If you look at a tab called route types, we document what the goals of 5-star routes are. And one of the goals of 5-star routes is not road surface quality. Okay. What we hope is we can talk about road surface quality, but what we find is road surface quality can change from year to year or from time of year based on rain, lack of rain, temperatures, all those things. So when you ride a route, you can comment on, hey, it was rugged, it was washboarded, or it had some rutting, but that can always change. And we see it change quite a bit. Okay. Okay, got one more person.
Yeah, I'm always shocked by this. And we also will have one rider will go out and comment and say that route was horrible. I hated it. It was, oh my gosh, this was terrible. And then 2 days later, we get somebody who was like, that's my favorite route of all times. And so that's always a hard thing for us to say, okay, so now what do we do? It's really about us describing to people what the route looks like, what to expect, and then letting them make that determination on if that's a good route for them. To me, that's the key to what we do.
And the last part of the program is basically exploring routes that have been mapped out or partially ridden. And this carries a lot more risk to it. I tend to map out a lot of routes, meaning that my Ride with GPS library has about 2,500 routes mapped out into it. Okay. And I put a subset of that into collections and exploratory routes. But those are the routes where, hey, you may encounter that you might need to reroute, or that a road may not exist, or that you may get on a road that is just really, really gnarly. So those are the three levels: commenting, writing community submitted routes, and commenting on does it meet 5-star status, and then exploring stuff that's been mapped out and partially written or not written at all, and identifying, do we have a route we should move into the community part and then evaluate for 5-star status. Any questions on that?
Kevin, I just want to comment on the number one, writing and commenting on routes that haven't received comments this year. Just realize that that's also really, really important for us in social media. And so we can take your comments, and, you know, they don't have to be perfect. I can fix them. Your pictures don't have to be perfect. What gets people excited is that it's kind of this real time, where, you know, you just rode this route. Andrew just rode this route. And I can talk and say, well, Andrew was out here today and he said it was great. And people get super excited about that. And like Kevin was saying, we can look in our web analytics all the time. And when we do that, when we start promoting that out to our 25,000 followers that we have across different mediums, that really does drive demand for that route.
Yeah. The other thing is, I want to keep this super interactive. So at any time, feel free to interrupt me and ask a question. All of you have mic access. You just need to turn on your mic and say, hey, I got a question. So that's that. So what you should have done so far, and if you haven't, it's not a big deal. You should have signed up for the Dirty Freehub Club account within Ride with GPS. And then you should have notified me. And then once you notify me, I can turn on you as a route steward within that collection, and you can see everything that we have organized by state in terms of exploratory routes and scout routes. Okay. The second part is, if you have already ridden 3 or more routes and commented on them, I would like to add you to the website as a route steward, meaning that just you need to send a simple email to Bella and just say, hey, I've done 3 routes. This was the criteria to be added to the website as a route steward. Here's a couple pictures that you can use, and here's a short bio of myself. Bella, our operations specialist, then takes that and posts that to the website, and then she will notify you that it's been done, and you can double check it. And if there's a couple things you want to change, you just have that conversation with Bella.
So Kevin, can I talk a little bit about why that's so important to us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when we add people to our website, when we go after grants, which we're heavily funded by grants, that helps us a lot. So we work with a lot of travel organizations that are looking at us and saying, why should we fund you? And when we start talking about route stewards, their eyes light up. And that's really important for us in order for us to survive. So, you know, your time converts into some travel dollars for that come toward our way. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah. And Linda, travel dollars go to paying for technologies for
right.
increased website development and Google Analytics, Google Marketing, those kinds of things. So when you're talking about dollars, it's going into it's going into expenses within the organization.
Right. Our basic administration. Right. Yep.
Yeah. Insurance, bookkeeping, all those things. Okay. What has been missing out of this program, and I'm still working on a number of things here. I do want to build a social forum that is on the Dirty Freehub platform. I am further behind in that than I would like to be, but that's a much larger conversation of why I'm behind. It has to do with the technology provider or design house I'm working with. So as a first step, I want to do meet and greet, just so you guys can all share who you are. I mean, basically, where do you live? What interest and what's your profile of, I only have an interest in being a steward and commenting on routes, or I have an interest in being an exploratory person. Here's kind of the speed, distance, and elevation games I like to ride, or I am looking to ride with others. Just take 2 minutes, kind of introduce yourselves so you guys can get to know each other. I'm going to stop. Let's see if I can see everybody. Let's try this. Yeah, I can see people. Is there anybody who wants to go first on this?
I can go first if you want me to.
Go ahead, Linda.
Okay, I'm Linda English. I ride all sorts of crazy things. I ride really slow. So I ride about 10 miles an hour, usually 8 if I'm down in Arizona. So I will do exploratory things that are anything that Kevin maps out, I'm in game for. And yes, I like to ride with others as long as they're not whining.
So,
But they do wrong.
How do people find you to ride with you?
You can just reach out to me directly, Linda at dirtyfreehub.org. Or I do post public routes, but if you're looking to go on exploratory things, then yeah, just reach out to me.
They can also follow you on Strava, right?
Yeah, I'm on Strava, correct, as Gravel Girl.
Okay. Anybody want to go second?
I'll go.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca, and I live in Portland during the summertime, Arizona in the wintertime.
Cool.
I've also lived in Idaho, and right now I'm in Iowa, and I've gotten a couple of gravel rides in. I'm doing other stuff, but I love lots of climbing. I love the mountains. I love watching and finding wildlife as I go. And my partner's Peter, so we're kind of partners in crime, and have a lot of fun together. We have done a 124-mile ride this year. You'll have to tell them what it was, Peter. But yeah, it's
Oregon
fun. We like to
Stampede.
do shorter ones and big challenging rides too.
Okay.
So,
and are you looking to expand your riding community?
absolutely. Yeah. We have a lot of fun just riding with each other, but we also have, and I've been having fun riding by myself, but we like riding with groups too. Yeah.
And how would people reach out to you?
Through different riding groups. We kind of have some friends that we ride with. Yeah.
So let me ask this. I'm thinking of how to do this a little bit. So Linda, you said yes. So Linda, can I share your email address with the 12 or 15 people on here?
Sure.
Rebecca, can I share your email address with the 12 or 15 on here?
Sure.
Okay. And I'll just do that as a follow-up email to just the people that are on here. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Go for it, Peter.
Was that Peter that said that?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, thanks, Peter.
Yeah, everything that Rebecca said, I will second. I guess I've been riding gravel for about 15 years. Did a lot of mountain biking before that, and also I do road riding. And again, live in Portland this time of the year, and in Tucson, Arizona, when it gets a little rainy. But you know, I do like adventure type riding, exploring new areas. And yeah, I enjoy solo rides, group rides. If people want to get in touch with me, again, you know, use my email, or you can DM me on Strava. They have a way to just direct message people on Strava as well. But yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Thanks, Peter. Anybody? Who's next?
My name's Darren. I live in Sandy, so Peter, Rebecca, if you guys want to ride, we could always do some where we ride to each other and then ride back so we don't have to commute. I have a bunch of friends in Portland that will do that. I pretty much like every type of riding. I live pretty close to Sandy Ridge, so I do a lot of mountain biking, but I also do a ton of road riding and a ton of gravel riding. I think I enjoy bike packing and bike touring the most, but typically that takes a lot of time off. I am voluntarily unemployed in the summertime, so if anybody that lives in Bend that wants to ride, summers are typically the times that I can commute out there, ride for a day or two and come back, kind of thing. And then same with bike packing. I just got back from the Steens tour, so I was going to do a little write up and a video about that to show everybody, because there are some little updates as far as like camping and whatnot, that everybody was pretty accommodating, but there are some things that we kind of realized, like, oh, and it'd be good for other people to know so they are better prepared. But as far as riding goes, Strava, Peter, that was a really good idea. I'm on Strava, and so you could message me through Strava. My email is also great. I think, do you have the Meadowlark email?
I don't know. I'll have to.
Oh, there's no list. Okay. Maybe just double check with me on that. But yeah, I'm pretty much game for any type of riding. My mom also lives here in Sandy. I would say she'd be a great route stewardess, minus the tech. Minus the tech. That's the only thing. So if I can kind of get her into that, I think she'd be a great accommodation to the group, because she rides as much as I do as well. And so she's always looking for people to ride with. I mean, that's pretty much it. If anybody wants to ride, I'm super down, or any bike packing or anything like that in the Sandy, Portland area. And then I can also travel in the summers.
Okay, I got a couple questions. I got one comment, 2 questions, Darren. We don't care what you guys ride. If you choose to ride the all access routes and comment on those, which are less technical, less steep, less distance, that's great. Nowhere does it say in the profile of being a route steward you have to be able to go out and ride the technical stuff. Not at all.
Oh, I meant computer tech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if she has to hike her bike, she is in heaven. We did a bike packing route up in Washington where I should have brought a backpack for our bikes, right, because it was so much. She likes the technical terrain. I just meant the computer stuff. That's why I didn't email you about her and stuff. But if I can, her comments and all that are really good, because she is really descriptive, and she's been riding for a really long time, since the 80s. And so yeah, the email, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, I took it the wrong way. One question on the Steens tour. So we had somebody who had commented and basically said, hey, a couple of the campgrounds or camping spots were closed. Did you find spots that were public access that you can still make the Steens tour work? Because we took the route off the site based on somebody's other comments.
Was that Ryan Schuler that commented on that?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it can definitely be done, but I'm trying to think here. So the field station, for example, they were generous enough to let us camp there after the owner had seen us trying to camp behind the school. But funny enough, when we had got to Fields, they were kind of like, no camping. And we're like, yeah, okay, that's totally fine. And we were drinking the milkshakes, and we were talking with an ADV motorcyclist who had his bike parked somewhere I guess he shouldn't. And the owner came in, you need to move your bike. He was kind of rude. Wow. And then he came out and apologized, and then he left. And then we went and tried to camp behind the school, and he saw us, and he invited us to come camp in the yard. But I don't think that it would be a good idea to recommend people to try and camp there anymore.
So Jared, let's take this offline a little bit, but let's you and I have this conversation.
Okay, yeah, because there's a couple camping things that I think we could talk about.
Okay, let's have that. The other thing is, as Linda said, we live in Bend. We have for 27 years. We live downtown. If you ever make it to Bend and you're looking for a place to stay, our house is open.
Oh, cool.
We've got great guest bedroom. We've got great access to downtown. We've got great access to riding. We are very, Linda, how would you term this with our house? What are we?
I don't know what you're looking for, but we also live in Mexico for 3 months in the summer. I mean, in the winter. So we're down in.
You are all welcome and invited, and I say that sincerely. So, okay.
Well, thank you. Yeah, likewise. I own a ski shop, and the apartment above the shop is where I live. And if anybody's okay with that's out of town, if they want to crash like on the couch, or I can have an air mattress kind of thing, by all means, feel free to come on by.
Okay. Who's next? Who would like to volunteer to go next?
I can go. This is
Okay,
Matt.
Yeah.
Yep. So I live in Eugene. I've been riding gravel for, gosh, as long as I can remember, even since I was a little kid, actually. But yeah, I've been riding bikes for over 60 years. I really like the exploratory component of all of this. I mean, I really love riding the published routes, and it's very handy when we have visitors and stuff, to be able to go out and know that you can depend on the route it's going to go. But I also kind of like to go and think, or with the thought that maybe it won't go. So we'll have to go wait and see how it rides. So anyway, mostly I'm riding gravel or mountain bikes. As I said, over in Eugene, all over the Willamette National Forest and the Coast Range. So anybody wants to come over here, more than happy to have you. There is some tremendous riding in the Willamette Forest, I have to say. No dust. No dust.
You say that right now just to make us envious.
Well, we did that barn duster over in Sisters on Saturday, and holy cow, the dust is already kicking up this year. Yeah. Man alive.
And Matt, if I'm a little behind on things, but you found 2 additional versions of Water Dog, is that correct?
No, I think Blue Wolf is
what
you're thinking of.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one of that Deception Rock. I got a different version of that.
Okay.
A longer version of that. But I think I sent you some pictures of the logging that's going on. So I think the best part about this stewardship program is really the real-time info. Because things are changing. The 2 things that I find impact these routes are weather, of course, blowdowns and that kind of stuff, or snow, but also logging activity. And there is no good single source of information about, where these activities are happening. The Forest Service even doesn't know, because I've really reached out to them a number of times. So I look for bid notices and keep track of that, where we ride, and we try to stay clear of that, but we're kind of logging magnets, it seems. We are always running into it. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Are you looking for others to ride with?
Oh, all the time. So we're in our 70s, and so we don't have a lot of contemporary folks that ride with us. So we're always looking for anybody who wants to go. We ride with a lot of younger people, but yeah, please reach out. We've got some great routes over here. Love to climb. So yeah.
Thank you. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay, thanks, Dwayne.
Yeah, my name's Dwayne. I don't live in Oregon. I live in Washington, up in a place called Gig Harbor, and we're kind of close to the Olympic National Forest, and so that's one of my passions. I do a lot of riding in the Olympic National Forest, and I think there's just some amazing routes there that you don't find on Ride with GPS or anywhere, they're just great. I've been riding off-road for decades, all kinds of mountain biking, downhill enduro, cross country, and then gravel. So just a real passion. We have one 16-year-old left in the house. The others are gone. So we have lots of room if anybody's ever up this way and wants a place to stay. We've got plenty of room. Happy to have you, and happy to always looking for people to ride with. And so please share my email. And we do make it down to Oregon. In fact, we were in Bend Thursday night. My wife and I, we stayed at Old St. Francis School.
Oh, shoot, that's 2 blocks from us.
Yeah, yeah, right downtown. I went for a run, so I might have gone right by your house. Who knows?
Oh, I did.
And then we were in Eugene for a few hours on Saturday. So we do kind of make the rounds in Oregon. We have family and friends and things there.
Dynamite, thank you. Who's next?
We can go.
Oh,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Michelle. You can go, Michelle. That's fine.
All right.
So I'm Michelle. I've lived in Bend for almost my whole life, and started riding gravel, I guess, when it was COVID and the trails were shut down. We couldn't do our mountain biking, but I still do biking and a lot of gravel. I like taking the Dirty Freehub routes and then, getting inspiration from them and modifying them. A lot of times I'm shortening them because my sweet spot is kind of the 30 to 35 mile ride. So we take off a lot of the sticks on the lollipops and that sort of thing to make them work. I ride a lot with my husband, and then we have a group of friends that we ride with. I ride an mountain bike as my gravel bike, but my husband rides a standard gravel bike, and we are about the same pace. We typically ride around 10 miles an hour.
Okay.
And we have a van, so we do travel to other areas and do some rides in other places too. We've been, to the coast and to Hood River and Southern Washington and various places that we like to do.
Cool. So your comments in terms of taking a route and shortening it and starting in a different area, those comments are super, super important, because we have the ability in the route guide to offer starting shorter options, longer options. And we have the ability in the route guide to offer alternate starting locations. So when you shorten something or you start in a different location, putting that in the comment is incredibly important.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. That I will look to you for that, because there is a lot of people who go, hey, some of these just are a little bit beyond my scope, my range. So you would provide an incredibly valuable resource. So super appreciate that.
All right.
Who's next?
Okay, I can go. My name is. It doesn't show up. I'll have to figure out how to put my name in the tile there. My name is Devin. Kevin, but with a D. A lot of times I'll just say Kevin, but with a D. It's not the same way. Devin. Last name Carter. So I live in the Boise area in Idaho, and so I do a lot of mountain biking, gravel riding. As we have a ton of fire roads here and stuff like that too. So I've done my share of bike packing. Love doing that. I did one last week from Seattle to the Columbia River, which was kind of fun. That one, it was the first time doing a credit card camping one on that one, which was kind of fun because I was able to kick back, get to the hotel, charge up, no finding a camp, so
shower.
Yeah, hot shower. I know, right? So that was kind of nice. But I do my cyclocross bike pretty much lives on the trainer right now. But I have a gravel bike, and then I have one mountain bike that I once in a while, like I still have some 50C tires on that. I'll throw on that just to get a different change, but it helps with if you do run into those logging roads. I'll do that when we have some going on up on the mountain here. So, and I've been caught some over in Idaho Fall like that. So it helps having, a little more on some of those, but yeah, I've been riding for years. My kids one's in Colorado, one's in California. So, but I did a NICA coach, for their mountain bike team for several years doing that. So I did a lot of mountain bike riding with that but around here I just ride with friends and explore around. I'm into the exploring, so kind of enjoy doing some of that stuff.
Cool. We did a ride.
I'm looking for it.
East of Boise. What was the name of that reservoir, Linda, we went to?
I know. I'll find it. I'll get back.
Reservoir.
Anderson. There we go.
Oh, Anderson. Yeah. You can go up and around there. There's some loops you can make out of those, and then you can go straight through, and you can go all the way to Dollarhide, climb up and over. And I think there's one on there, Dollarhide.
Yep.
So I've gone up in Dollarhide and up and over into Ketchum before, which is a nice climb. But that one's kind of up and back. But there's some that you can go off of that and then go up and then come back around and stuff like that.
Yeah, we ended up with a great day. It was a great day.
Yeah,
that's a cool area.
Yeah.
Andrew and Monica, you're next, guys. Monica, this is the first time I've met you.
I know, it's so nice to meet you. Was so
great.
missed you guys were passing through town.
Yeah. So tell us who you are, guys.
You go ahead.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Monica.
And we live in Klamath Falls. We've both been gravel riding. I guess I've been gravel riding a little longer than Monica, but for a while now. We used to ride in New Hampshire when we lived there, but now we're doing this Southern Oregon thing. And yeah, I don't know. I think we both like riding pretty much everything. I do a little more road riding than Monica does, but we both do a lot of gravel, getting into mountain biking now, being here, all kinds of stuff.
We do a lot of the exploring around here because the Dirty Freehub rides that we've done are like our favorite rides around here, but now we've done them so many times that we're just on a lot of forest roads. And I feel like my like work schedule is really crazy. So I often will have Andrew find a route and then make sure it's good before we go out on it. He does the exploring for us.
So there's a couple things that I want to tell the group. So the Oregon Outback Route, which is a route that runs from Klamath to the Columbia River, was having some challenges in the Klamath area. And Andrea and Monica figured out a new start to roughly the first 100 miles, which was super important. And it was super important to riders, but also to keeping the route open and alive, meaning that it was super important to economic development of towns down route from where this started. So it's very important to, like in Prineville, into the Good Bike, because when those riders from the Outback, they land at Good Bike about halfway through. It's important to Antelope and Shaniko. So the work you guys did in terms of finding that alternate 100 initial miles, which is the Oregon Outback reimagined version, has been super helpful. And we've gotten comments on it, and it's working really, really well.
That's awesome.
That's kudos to you guys. The second thing, Monica, is you had sent me a bunch of routes or route ideas based off the Grasshopper, I think.
Oh, it was the Survival Century down like in
Yes.
yeah, Northern California.
So let's not forget about that, and let's continue to explore that.
Okay.
But give me a little time to. I'm in the middle of a really big technology project, which is kind of gone a little bit sideways. So
Yeah,
let's circle back to it in like 4 to 6 weeks, because
that sounds cool.
I looked at the stuff you were proposing, and it has. I think it has tons of merit, and I would like to pursue it.
Awesome. And
Yeah, and go ahead.
I was just gonna say we would like die and go to heaven if anybody wanted to come down here and ride with us. So if
Okay.
anybody's coming to Mammoth, there's like such a big mountain bike culture here, which we're getting sucked into, but our love for gravel sustains. So we would love to have people to share it with, and it's just gorgeous down here.
It is. It's fabulous. Linda?
And Kevin, wasn't it that group that we ran into out in Prineville that that's what they were on, was that route?
Yes.
Yeah. They were super appreciative of
Oh,
people.
awesome.
Anyways,
That
yeah,
was all just to give him credit.
it's just funny when you're, in the middle of Prineville, and then and we're riding out in the middle of the Oshkosh, out in the middle of nowhere. We
Yeah.
run into a group of, I think it was like 5 guys who were riding from Klamath back to Portland. And so that's pretty cool. And they were super psyched to get information from us.
Yeah. What you guys are doing is super, super important, even though I'm not in communication with you guys as much as I'd like to be.
Yeah.
So I apologize. Thank you guys for sharing. And Patrick, are you still with us? Because I think you're the last person.
Yeah, I'm here. So I live in Coos Bay.
Okay.
And I'm not from here. I've been here for about a decade. And I was really excited to see some of the coast booklet that you put together, some of the Oregon coast rides, which is really cool. I've had a chance to do some of those. So I really like doing some exploratory riding. I have friends who have lived here for way longer than I have and have been riding routes that aren't yet sort of established routes yet. So I'm looking forward to kind of working with you, Kevin and Linda, to kind of have some of these routes that locals have been doing for a while now, but that aren't necessarily on the site. And there's an active group. There are more and more people riding here. We're up to 2 bike shops in Coos Bay, which is pretty exciting for such a small town. And so, yeah, there is kind of a growing interest in gravel and a lot of kind of community energy and just kind of enthusiasm for going out and exploring. Yeah, so very excited to be part of this group. And of course, I was like everybody else has been saying, if you're in Coos Bay, you're welcome to contact me. And yeah.
So Patrick, isn't one of the bike shops Blue something in Coos Bay?
Blue Sky Bike Shop.
Yeah. So we met the owner of Blue Sky about a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
The second bike shop I'm not familiar with at this point. So if you could drop me an email about the second bike shop, that'd be super appreciated. And then I have a program that is right in your wheelhouse coming up on the next slide.
Mhm. So Kevin, I want to talk a little bit about the Oregon coast and how exciting it is to have routes out there, because you have so many people riding that coastal highway. And you know, we just see that and we think, oh my God, that's crazy. We need to get them off this highway. And there's so much great riding on the coast. There's, you know, you don't need to be smack on the highway with all the logging trucks and RVs. So really, really excited about working on the coast specifically.
Cool. My next, okay.
Yeah.
So
Kevin, real quick, I did. Patrick mentioned the booklet, and I forgot to mention. I did a race up here a couple weeks ago called Bon John Pass Out, and the book was in the bag that you got when you checked in. So it's awesome to see that.
Yeah. So Dwayne, what's happened is we created a new program this spring. It's called the Event Marketing Partnership Program, the EMP program. And we work with small and regional race promoters to promote their events on the Dirty Freehub website and on the Dirty Freehub social platforms like Riding Oregon Gravel, Riding Idaho Gravel, that kind of stuff. Because we want to see those organizations and those promoters thrive, because they put a lot back into communities. And our ask of them typically is, can we get a call out in their newsletter, or can we add books to like their bags that they give out at the beginning of the race? And so that's something we've done, and that was part of that program we kicked off. So super appreciate you mentioning that, because we've had really good success with that. Here's the two programs we've got that I want to talk about. We have an Oregon Coast project, meaning that the Oregon coast, we have about 19 routes on the Oregon coast. And the Oregon coast has not, and that's the Oregon coast from all the way north coast, central coast, south coast. And if I remember right, the Oregon coast is 300 miles long, something like that. It's quite a distance. And we got 19 routes spread out across that. We have a project in place to get every one of those routes ridden and commented on before the end of September. And so I really need the help of the stewards to ride those routes and comment on those routes. Now, I've got a little bit of, I guess, a teaser or swag to throw at you. If you think you can ride 3 of those routes, what we can provide from Dirty Freehub is right now we have our bike wear on the website under the store. It's under a tab called bike wear. We can contribute to you $125 of product cost to buy either a jersey, a wind vest, a windbreaker, a sun hoodie, what have you. There's
shorts. There's shorts in it too.
There's shorts in it, and I think there's about 25 products listed. And it goes from jerseys all the way to stuff that's much more casual. If you think that you can make 3 routes, that you can ride 3 routes on the coast before now in the end of September, let's say call it October 1st, and you think you can do that, send me an email, because the store is going to close this weekend, but we will give you that credit to purchase against that store right now. So basically what I'm saying is, if you just come to me and say, yep, I can make this happen, what I'll say is go to the store, place your order. We will take care of the payment processing. I haven't quite figured out how to do this. Maybe I need to place the order, but what have you. But it just needs to happen within the next 3 or 4 days. And, you know, let's just make this happen. So if you go and say, hey, I think I can do this, send me an email, go out to the store, look at what you want, and we'll make it happen.
And Kevin, just to be clear, it's all of our routes that are on the Oregon coast, correct?
Yes. Any published Dirty Freehub route, both development or 5-star, that's on the Oregon coast.
Okay, good.
Yep. And you can ride a big long one like Cheddarhead, which is really long. It's like 100 miles and 12,000 feet. Or you can choose to ride Double Go, which is 15 miles, Linda.
Yeah, it's an all-access route. It's really easy.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just if you ride 3, I am super, super excited, and we'll get you some Dirty Freehub product out of it. Any questions on that? Okay. The second program that we are in the process of kicking off, and I don't have a great name for this. It's called the Trash Program. What happened is we did a group ride just north of Prineville in Central Oregon about a week ago. And I was really taken aback by how much trash was in the national forest and left in the ditch. And I picked up three. I've got a frame bag, a half frame bag, and I loaded up my frame bag 3 different times, and I dumped it with the National Forest guys came by once in the pickup, and I dumped off with them once, and I dumped off with somebody else once, and there still was more trash left. And so we have a person, Sally Pressler, who is going to take ownership of the trash program, and she's going to coordinate rides, maybe on a monthly basis, where we call it a trash ride. What I need from the stewards is if you do a route and you see a route that has the opportunity to be a trash ride, meaning you do a route and you're looking at it and go, my God, there's a lot of trash on the sides of the road or in the forest here. Let me know. I will pass that information on to Sally, and then Sally, if she has the resources, will organize something called a trash ride, where we'll probably go out with an e-bike, with a Burley trailer, and have some kind of trash bags in the back of the Burley trailer. And that way people can pick up trash and put it in the trailer. They're not carrying the trash like I am in my frame bag. So that's something I want to kick off. So when you're riding routes, and if you do see something like that, just send me an email and say, hey, this route right now could really use a trash cleanup. And that way we can start putting the program in place. Any questions on that? Okay. And then last, we're at about 45 minutes, and I do not want to take any longer than an hour. Last part is, do you guys have any questions? Open Q&A. I plan to do these about once a quarter because I think it's really important for people to get together, to know each other, to share some best practices, or, hey, I did this really super cool route, or what have you. But I think community building and us meeting each other, and granted, this is only virtual, I think it's super important. But any questions at this time?
I have a question for the group. I would like to find out what people are carrying for. Is everybody carrying InReach devices, or are they not? Are you carrying any kind of communication device when you're out on doing exploratory rides? Mm-hmm. I would just like to do a quick around the group and find out what people are using. So, Dwayne, can you start?
Sure. So I carry my cell phone. We use T-Mobile and have the satellite service enabled. My wife insists on it since I ride out in the Olympic National Forest and there's very little cell signal. It works pretty good.
Okay.
I also carry a bike computer, I'm sure like most people do, and try to make sure it's synced and ready to go.
Okay.
Michelle, but she just popped up. Peter.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
or she's back on.
Sorry, Michelle. We also have added the T satellite to
Mhm.
our phones, and we're using that. For a while, my husband had been carrying the InReach Mini, but
Mhm.
we've stopped using that now that we have the T-Mobile satellite service.
Okay, cool.
Peter.
Yeah, I carry an InReach Mini, and then I've got a late model iPhone that also has a satellite feature.
And Peter, are you on T-Mobile or are you on a different provider? Because Linda and I are not on T-Mobile. We're on Verizon, and we found that the satellite service on Verizon through the iPhone has been mixed.
Yeah, it didn't work very well.
What's been your experience, Peter?
I've got Verizon, but I haven't used the satellite system with them. But I believe Becca has. Maybe she
I
can
have
chime
had-
in on that.
Yeah, I've had good luck with that. It's actually worked really well. So,
Okay.
yep.
Kevin, also, you can add, I think it's $10 a month just to add the T satellite, even if T-Mobile is not your provider.
Really?
Yeah, we use Visible as our main provider, which is like a cheaper version of the Verizon network. And for $10 a month, we're just adding on that T-Mobile satellite.
Okay, I will look at that. Thank you. Linda?
Let's see who's next. Dan.
Yeah, I actually have kind of a funny. I just jumped on, but
I know.
I know. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know this guy.
Yeah, Dan, actually, I am going to bring you back a couple slides. So,
yeah,
who are
last year
you?
I actually I was riding. I was going to do the McKinsey Tough, and I crashed on the Santiam Wagon Road, like almost towards the end of it, and I broke my collarbone, and I forgot my InReach that day, but I was able to use my iPhone, but not where I crashed. I had to like get to another spot to get my iPhone working for the satellite. But my wife came pick me up. I had to ride out like 5 miles with a broken collarbone or something. But yeah, so I rode today mountain biking, and I carry my InReach most days with me now. But yeah.
So Dan, I just pulled up this. I know you joined us late, which is not a problem at all. Where do you live, and what's your interest and profile of riding, and are you looking to ride with others?
Yeah, I'm in Bend. It's probably, I think several people are Bend, Oregon, and I would love to ride with other people. My interest is getting out and checking out, all the cool places we have to go. And yeah, if anybody's local and wants to ride with me, let me know. So
How fast do you ride?
You're
younger than me. I can tell this.
Yeah, I mean, I like right now I'm training for Leadville and some races and stuff. So I try to ride kind of quicker, but I'm up for slower rides too. So yeah.
Yeah. Bring your e-bike, Kevin.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Andrew, what are you guys carrying?
We don't have an InReach. We have AT&T and have the like satellite thing through the iPhone, and I've used it with moderate success, but it sort of depends on like terrain and things, I feel like. But
Andrew, you're a techie guy, right?
Moderately.
Yeah.
Don't you work for a tech company?
What's up?
Don't you work for a tech company?
Yeah.
Okay. So Andrew, send me an email about InReach. Just title it InReach and send me an email.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Let's get that straightened out. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that was. I think I got most people. Did I get Patrick? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I carry a cell phone. Fortunately, I haven't had to use the satellite. I have Verizon. I've opened the app just to see what happens, and I guess it's free for now. But I guess rumors are that it won't be free forever. That it's like an experimental period where they're just kind of working out kinks. So I'm hoping that it'll actually get better once maybe it's a paid service.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
My question is, maybe what is it that people would like to see us do for them? Like, what do you need from us? We want to connect you to each other. We definitely want your feedback on our routes. But is there anything specific that we should be trying to do for you?
One question I had was if we ride like a new exploratory ride and think that it could be a 5-star ride, what's like the best way to go about going from like riding that ride to putting it in the process of getting it on the website?
So the best thing to do, so if you have an exploratory ride, so put it into the Dirty Freehub Club within Ride with GPS, then move it into the Scout Route bucket. Okay, so there's an Oregon collection called Scout Routes. And then hopefully we can get a second person or more to ride it and kind of to vet it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
That comes back positive. We will then take it and publish it as a development route.
Okay.
And what I'm talking about, Monica, we're going through a major upgrade to the website right now. And that's what I've kind of been alluding to. It's about a $40,000 project we're embarking on it in terms of doing this. And we're going to have the ability to do a lot more with development routes and with community routes and with another set of routes that we're calling quick build of something we've ridden. It's 5-star. We know it's 5-star, but we'll do a quick publication of a route guide. So the route guide doesn't contain all the information, but we call it a quick build. So that's what I'm working on right now. That's what I've gotten a little bit. So to answer your question, if you do something, I called it Grasshopper. It wasn't Grasshopper. What was it again?
Oh, no, the Survival Century.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's say you come up with something off of the Survival Century that you really like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's publish it. Let's put it into the collection for Scout. And I think Survival Century is California, Northern California, if I remember right. Drop it there. And then hopefully soon I'll have a forum up and running for you guys where you can come out and say, hey, I just did this as an exploratory. I dropped it into Scout. It's in the Northern California collection. I need somebody else to ride it. That's my hope of where this is going to go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Does that make sense? Okay, perfect.
So if I've uploaded a route before, but I don't think I put it in the Scout, can I move it to the Scout? Is what you're saying?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Darren, as long as in the very beginning I showed the first slide and said, you guys got to tell me that you're in the Dirty Freehub Club, because I have to move you from one level of permission to another level of permission. It's a manual process. Once I that quick little movement from being a member to a steward, yes, you can move. You have complete control of what's in Dirty Freehub Club. So basically, if you got really, really mad at me, you could delete everything that's out there. So yes, you have that permission to move that stuff. And when I say permission, I'm not saying you have my permission, which you do have my permission, but you have the permission within the system to move it.
Sweet.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So say you want to try and get together with other folks on the Riding with Oregon or Riding Oregon Gravel platform to invite people on a community ride. Are there any rules around that, or how do you just post to it?
Linda, do you want to address this?
How does that work?
Yeah, you first off, with Riding Oregon Gravel, you can post anything that you want. The question will be if we want it to be a Dirty Freehub ride or not. If it's a
But that's kind of where I was going with that. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And so for it to become a Dirty Freehub ride, the advantage then is now you're under our insurance. And so if I were leading rides, I would definitely be thinking about how can I get my rides under Dirty Freehub. Right now, the issue we would have would be, I guess it doesn't matter. We put it on Meetup, because right now how we manage that process is through Meetup.
Okay.
Kevin, what are your thoughts on that?
Um,
I mean, we can put them, actually, no, that's not true. We can put them on Monday. We can register them through that.
So, I don't want this to be like I'm leading a formal ride. It's just like, hey, how about who wants to go do
That.
water dog next Saturday, for example?
Then that you can just post. I mean, that's fine. That's no big deal.
Okay.
I mean, I would, if I were you, I'd protect myself a little bit and just make sure you're putting some language in there that says, this is not a lead ride. This is, us just getting together, blah, blah, blah. And if you need some more of that lingo, just let me know. We're happy. We actually have on our staff, or on our board, a guy who runs a organization. He's a lawyer that's all they do is bike law.
Okay.
So we can always run things through him too.
Yeah. So let me take this a little bit step further. So if you want to post, how do I say this? If you want to post a community ride as a Dirty Freehub ride, we need to go through a registration process that the riders acknowledge a liability form. Okay. Once a liability form, let's call you a ride organizer. If you put it through a registered process with a liability form, you as a ride organizer are now covered under the insurance policies of Dirty Freehub for anything that would go wrong. So you are not personally held responsible. The organization of Dirty Freehub is held responsible. So we carry liability insurance for all types of rides through the Oregon Bike Ride Association, OBRA. Okay, so it's a liability protection for you. And then the second part of that comes into, let's say something happened and somebody came up with a frivolous lawsuit. They cannot sue you personally. And if they tried to sue you personally, we also have insurance for that would cover your legal costs. What they really can sue is they can sue the organization of Dirty Freehub. Okay. So that's just something to put in the back of your mind of how much risk am I personally willing to take. So if you just post it and say, hey, I am Kevin and I'm looking for a few people to ride with on Water Dog, you're assuming more risk. If you open it up as a community ride and say, hey, I'm doing a community ride, and there's a registration process, then you're assuming less risk because we can cover you with insurance.
Okay.
Am I being clear? Am I being as clear as mud?
No, that's very clear, and that answers my question exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We just need to work through the registration process. We have a great registration process for Central Oregon. Well, somewhat great, not that great. It's on Meetup. But we have done registration through another application that we have called Monday.
Okay.
So.
I'm just trying to encourage people to come over to this side a little bit because there's some fantastic riding over here, and it's like I said, there's no dust.
And
how far are you from Marcola, Matthew?
The other thing is, Matt,
just around the corner. Yeah.
Let's say you found 4 people who are your friends, and you want to do a ride.
Yeah.
Yes, you can call it a Dirty Freehub ride with your friends, and you are covered through the insurance.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
All
right. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other questions? Okay, it is 8:20. It's 8:30. The clock just switched. I super appreciate, again, like Linda said, we super appreciate and we think the stewardship program is a key to success and for Dirty Freehub moving forward. We'll try to do these roughly quarterly with agendas. If you got questions or I said, do you need things from me? Ping me on an email. I will send out the emails for everybody who said I can send out their emails, and you guys should see that tomorrow come out. If there's other questions that come up in the meantime, please let me know. If you're in Bend, please look us up. We do have a place for you to stay. We have a great guest bedroom. We live right downtown. It's super cool. Linda, am I missing anything else?
No, we would love to have you.
Okay.
And I won't even make you ride my slow pace.
And the other thing is, again, please take a look at the Coast Project. If you are interested in the Coast Project and you think you can do 3 routes between now and end of September, send me an email. We'll get you guys into some of the kit that's available until Friday or Saturday, So you need to kind of hop on that super, super quick. But we can make that happen.